Hey and welcome back to Afternoon Literature. Today you are joining me for my monthly TBR game for June. So, if you have seen this before, TBR Tokens is the game that I play every month to help me pick my TBR. It's kind of a bingo board where I earn squares based on prompts that happen that I roll a dice to achieve, and once I have filled in a line, I get a token to buy a book. Only things are about to change. So I've been doing TBR tokens now for the last 3 months, and every month that I've done it, it's pushed me to read new things. It's made me pick up books off my shelves that have sat there for numbers of years and made me read and go through things that I wouldn't have necessarily chosen if I'd only picked based on mood alone. However, I stupidly tied this to the books that I could buy, which led to last month where I purchased 9 books when I shouldn't have, and then added forfeits to the game. Now, the game element of having forfeits, that's incredibly fun, and I want to keep that element. However, having it so tied to me buying books is not fun for me, and that's not really fair, and it wasn't really the point of the game. So this month I have revamped it. Now this is the way that TBR Tokens is going to be staying until December, but on reflection of the first 3 months doing it kind of like a trial, I figured out what is wrong with it and what is great about it and tried to retain that. So today you'll be seeing a new TBR board, which instead of it being 7x7 is now 5x5. That should allow me to earn tokens much faster, which will be better and more exciting for me, but to still have the prompt and game element which makes me read more widely from my currently owned TBR, which was the point of the game in the first place. Secondly, I have been given permission by Wayne to not count any currently pre-ordered books, and that is because the books that I pre-order are either authors I absolutely adore and love and so I'm desperate for their book, or it's like the next or final one in a series. So there'll be a video going up soon about my pre-ordered anticipated books, and the ones that are on that list, they get to come in to this house with no repercussions whatsoever. They were pre-ordered and already purchased. They don't count. Every other book, though, will need a token for me to buy it, which I think is completely fair. I also am retaining forfeits, and the way it's going to work is this. I will roll 7 books a month. If I read all 7 books, yay, I've done it, I've made it. However, if I only read 6 of the books, then the next month I will be rolling 1 forfeit. If I read 5, I will roll 2 forfeits, and so on. The forfeits just take away some control from my TBR, so it may be something like mum picks, or sister picks, or a friend picks, or I might lose a square or something like that. So just something away that takes away one element of control from me, but that isn't too massively overwhelming. Okay, with no further ado, we are now going to be getting into rolling my TBR for June. Okay, so this is my new TBR tokens board. So, as you can see, I can get a line going across here in these 5 directions, or going down here in these 5, and then there are token cards on the end of each line. I have my little mini Cassie tokens, which I will be using the same as I did previously, and I have my dice to help me decide my rolls. So 7 rolls for the month. Let's hope that my math is much better going forward, and we are going to start with roll number 1. Okay, so that is a 4. So I'm going to start at sister picks, and I'm going to move 4, so that is either 1, 2, 3, 4, so either Moody Wayne or 1, 2, 3, 4, going down to a historical setting book. I am going to go for a Moody Wayne pick, and so you will see me roll that now. So this is now my board for Moody Wayne. So Wayne has picked me 18 books, and of the 18 books, I'm going to roll dice and see which one I'm going to read. So to start off with, I'm going to roll the 6-sided dice, and if it's odds, I will be looking at this side, which starts with the other Mrs. Walker, and if it's evens, I will be going to this side, which starts with Onyx and Ivory. So it is a 5, so it's odds to start off with. So we'll be looking at this side, and then I'm going to roll my 9-sided die, and we are going to see what book I have to read this month. And it's number 7. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So House of Secrets, which is also a book that has been on my TBR for absolute years. Wayne pick, which was House of Secrets by Chris Columbus and Vizzini. This is a middle grade book, which is full of adventure and ghosts and kind of like a haunted-y house type thing. But that is all I know. I picked this up many, many years ago because it had blue sprayed edges that were just absolutely stunning and gorgeous, and then I never read it. So it is time to break out this bad boy to really enjoy it. It is a hell of a book. 560 pages, which is very, very big for middle grade, but I'm really looking forward to it. So House of Secrets will be read finally. So the next roll is a 2, and I can either go down 2 to literary, or I can go across 2 to middle grade, or, which is what I forgot last time, I could go across and down to free choice. Now, the whole point is that I want a line, so I'm actually going to go back to middle grade. And for the middle grade prompt, I'm going to be reading A Sprinkle of Sorcery by Michelle Harrison. I read A Pinch of Magic last month and adored the Widdishin sisters, who are the main characters in this novel. A Pinch of Magic is about the 3 sisters discovering that they are unfortunately cursed, and due to this curse they are desperate to break it because it means that they will forever be trapped within their small town village. Now, it was full of mystery and wonder and intrigue, and it was just the most atmospherically brilliant book I'd read for such a long time. So I am so excited to pick up the sequel this month. Okay, so now for my 3rd roll of the month, and it's a 5 again. So from middle grade now, my little Cassie token, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I could start a new series. I could go to historical setting, or back up to beautiful cover, or I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do young adult. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do TBR Veteran and keep that going. No, I think at this point I'm going to move down, and I'm going to start a new series because that is definitely going to fit in with my Myth Taker TBR. My start a new series book is incredibly exciting for me. I did say that I wasn't going to start this series until I'd finished the other series by this author, but hey ho, it might just mean I have to push through some books quicker. So I will be reading Traitor's Blade by Sebastien de Castell. Now, Sebastien de Castell also wrote Spellslinger, which is a series I absolutely love. I'm on the 5th book in that series at the moment, and have the 6th book there to read, and that is the end. This is his adult series, and I have heard brilliant things about this, and also some things where but I love de Castell's writing, and I'm sure I'm going to love this too. It's a very thin book, but I'm excited. So this is about the Greycoats, who are accused, I think, of a disbanded and accused of a crime or something like that, and they must prove that they didn't do it, and they've been framed for something and have to kind of like make it show that they aren't traitors. So I've heard some really brutal things about this, and if anyone does follow JD Ray reads, then you will have seen her reactions maybe to the final book. So I'm really excited to start this series because I'm hoping it's going to be a new, absolutely all-time favourite. Okay, roll number 4 is a 6. So, get our little Cassie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So allow me to go back up and continue with that line, but I'll have to read a sci-fi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I could have a sister pick and get my sister to pick me a book. Or, well, you know, that's the good thing about the new board. I can kind of go anywhere I want. But I do definitely want to try and finish this line, and so I'm going to go for a sister pick.
So, it was only after filming this FaceTime with my sister and screen capturing it on my phone that I realised that I don't actually understand how to record audio. So here I am just taking care of a little tour of my library, and she has picked from the horror section. And so I'm just showing her the horror books available for me to read, and my little sister has decided this month that I'm going to be reading Something Wicked, This Way Comes by Bradbury. So that's added to the TBR.
Okay, now roll number 4. Roll number 4 was a 1, and with 1, I either have to go down to 5-star prediction, or, well, I can't land here, so I'd have to go across to TBR Veteran, and that would allow me to get the line. I'm going to go across to TBR Veteran. I'm just going to read something that's been on there for a while. So TBR Veteran means like 5 years plus. Yeah, so I'm going to read something that's been on my TBR for a little while, get it off my TBR, and also try and fill that line in. Now this one scares me so much. TBR Veteran, it means that it's been sat on my shelf for at least 5 years, and although there are many of them like that, there is kind of one series that has been there for so long, but always been an anticipated reads. Everyone is reading it at the moment, and so it's kind of definitely time to pick it up. It's like the universe is telling me to. That is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. Now, I really wanted to read Warbreaker and Elantris before I started The Final Empire, and I have read Warbreaker now, and I'm 100 or so pages into Elantris, so there's a couple of days left in May when I'm filming this, and that means I'm going to try and push through Elantris in the last 2 days of May, so that I can start on the Mistborn series. It's exciting but terrifying at the same time. Now, Brandon Sanderson is a fantasy author, epic fantasy, but I don't think it's too high in its style of writing. The last book that I read, Warbreaker, read quite quickly, and so has Elantris. He's known for innovative and rule-following, logic-based magic systems, which is really exciting, and I generally know nothing more about this other than the fact that I have had this book on my shelves for at least 12 years. And it's time to pick it up. Okay, so this is now the 6th roll. Roll number 6 is a 3. So from TBR Veteran, with a 3, I now can go 1, 2, 3 to Book of a Beautiful Cover, or 1, 2, 3, and go for Young Adult. I'm going to go down to A Book of a Beautiful Cover. I'm going to pick one of those. Now, there's a little bit of an issue with this one. I am taking part in the Myth Take Readathon, which is Make Your Myth Taker, and I will link the video below. But to be a royal assassin, which is the character path that I am going for, I have to pick a secret book, and I'm not allowed to tell you what it is. So, I can't actually show you this beautiful cover. So what I will do is I will show you the edges of this book, which is one of the reasons that it is so stunningly gorgeous. Okay, and now we are on my final roll. It really helps that I can count these to check that. Okay, so roll number 7 is another 6. So that means I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and get science fiction and then have that line finished. Or I could go around anyway. So I'm going to go for science fiction. I am going to get that line, and if I manage to achieve that this month, that will be my first token, which makes me ecstatic because I never got anywhere near making a token last game. So science fiction will be my last roll of the month. Okay, and so my sci-fi book that I will be picking this month is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. Now, a little while ago I decided I didn't have enough sci-fi in my collection and I wanted to try and read some. It's a genre I don't usually do or love, so I went and picked up 3 books. Who tried? This is the 3rd of those. I have now read the other 2, which was Sleeping Giants, which I didn't like, Illuminate, which I loved, and now I'm on the 3rd one. Kind of running out of sci-fi, so I'm hoping that this is good because then it can tell me what other sci-fis I might like, and then in the future I have an idea of what else to pick up to help fill out that shelf. I don't know much about this, but I do know it's a very character-driven book. I believe it's a very quiet book that is all really about getting to know them, and sometimes that's the kind of book that you love. So that's why I'll be reading for my sci-fi pick this month. And other than my TBR token books, there are 2 more books that are definitely on my TBR for this month, and they are Queenslayer by Sebastien de Castell, because I'm going to try and finish that series and get through it, and Queen of Ruin by Tracey Banghart. This is the 2nd in the Grace and Fury series, and I really enjoyed reading Grace and Fury a couple of months ago, so I'm interested in finishing this off, and it's also for my Make Your Mistake character. So this, plus the book that my sister is picking for me, is going to be my TBR for the month of June. Yeah. And if I don't manage it, there are forfeits. I will manage it. It'll be fine, it'll be great, and I am really excited about reading everything in here, so I'm really looking forward to it. Now, it also means if I do manage to successfully do that, I will have earned a token, and so I get to reward myself in July with a new book, and I'm really excited about that too. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like below. If you've got any comments about the books that I'm going to read, you want to tell me a little bit about them, anything that I need to read first, or anything that you are reading too and you just want to discuss it, please comment below. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, please subscribe to my channel. I hope you have a great reading month. Bye.